Want these abs? Subscribe.
Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 2 of the Driven series. Now today I am gonna go through my full grocery haul for weight loss and getting started out with my meals and how I go about it. But first, I did want to reveal to you what my current starting point is in terms of macros. As I mentioned in the first episode, I will be tracking. I am someone that I don't need to track at this stage of my journey. I'm a dietitian. I've been tracking macros for a long time, like I have a long history of it. So I'm really well versed with portion sizes, what I eat, how much I need to eat. So could I do this cut without tracking macros? Absolutely. However, being that we're going on vacation in 6.5 weeks, the quicker route with adherence and consistency and really ensuring that I'm on point to make this the most efficient process possible for me is tracking macros. And I have no issues with tracking macros, not something I'm gonna do day in and day out, 365, but for me to do a short-term cut, it gets the job done really efficiently. But do what works best for you. For me, I utilize MyFitnessPal, but there are tons of trackers out there right now. I do like the ease of having it right on my phone. And I know they do have like paid subscriptions or whatever with MyFitnessPal now. I don't think those are necessary. You can absolutely download a free tracker. I think Jason uses Fat Secret, for instance. So there's more than one out there if you do want to track your macros, or if you want to do it old school, like pen and paper. I don't know if people still do that. That's also an option. I failed to mention this in my first video. The fact that I do acknowledge and understand I'm not overweight. I'm at a healthy body fat percentage. I am at a healthy body weight. I do acknowledge that. I understand I don't have a bunch of weight to lose, nor is that actually even my goal at this time. I want to reiterate, I'm looking to do more body recomposition changes, as well as getting back to just feeling fit. And I can't express enough the older I get, the more it becomes important to me to feel like I have good stamina and to feel like I am still fit and to not take that for granted, my ability to be able to do cardio and to lift weights and to feel strong. And I want to feel that way and take care of my body for as long as I am grateful to be on this earth. I really want to be as fit and strong as possible. As long as I can, I want to be that 85-year-old, 90-year-old in the gym still with my weights. You know, that's how I envision myself. So to me, that's more what this is about. And I do want to mention that just because I feel like sometimes I take a little heat being a small person that I'm dieting per se, but this is bigger than that. And I think many of you who know me from this channel understand the purpose here. A bunch of you want to know, how do you begin? How do you start your macros? How do you know where to begin? Here is my number one tip for you. It actually is not finding the most perfect calculator online. What I suggest you do, which is what I have done the past 2 weeks, is just begin tracking if you're not already. You don't necessarily have to make any changes. It's totally up to you. What I suggest doing is just find your starting point, and everyone's starting point is going to be different. So for me, after I got sick, I started tracking my macros for the full week to kind of see how I'm eating, how am I doing, like where does my macros and my vitamins and my fiber and my fluid, where does that all fall at the end of the day, at the end of a week? So after looking at it in a week's span of time, it gives me a good idea of where I'm currently at, which is likely a maintenance stage for me. Being able to collect that data for what you're doing for a week or even 2 weeks, if you have that kind of time, will just let you know where you're at right now. And if you're currently maintaining, you feel like you've been at maintenance with what you've been doing, that gives you the good starting point to just slowly chisel back from what you've been doing and make some changes there. Or as I mentioned too, maybe you focus more, instead of even adjusting your macros, you start adjusting your meal choices, adding in more fruits, veggies, switching to more whole foods, focusing more on your sleep patterns, etc. So there's different things that you can do there. There's plenty of calculators online if you like to use them. I actually didn't. I kind of know from history, from tracking. I've, worked with coaches in the past, and I kind of of know my sweet spot, at least in the past, for what it's taken me to lose weight. So what I've mostly been following as of recent, and of course everyone's different with what your goals are. I have it set in here for my calorie and macro goals, roughly about 1,700 calories. As you saw, I'm a smaller person. I weighed in at 113.8. I am just shy of 5'2". So I am not a big human being. I only require so many calories. So I have been following roughly about 1,700 calories. That's what I've been tracking, and I haven't really changed my eating habits at all. So that's roughly around where I fall, and I'm pretty consistent. Even though I switch up my foods a lot, I'm pretty consistent overall with making sure I get a good amount of carbs, protein, and fat based on that information and the time frame that I have allotted, and knowing what I know about how my body usually responds to cut phases. Like I said, I want to move a little bit more quickly. I don't want to waste too much time figuring out my maintenance and all that stuff. I pretty much know what it is. So I'm going to be working with 120 grams of protein per day. That's pretty much where I fall, whether I'm trying to lose weight or not. For some of you, it can be advantageous to actually increase your protein. Having more protein in the diet and a higher protein diet can assist you with feeling more full and assist you with your weight loss goals. So that's something you can play around with, but I'm staying steady at 120 grams. For fat, I'm dropping it from what my usual intake is, and I'm gonna go with 55 grams per day. I'm likely gonna need to drop that a bit more to see progress, but starting out, I'm scaling that back from 60 grams. And with carbohydrates, I was doing 165. I'm scaling that back to 150 grams of carbohydrates. That's gonna give me about 1575 for calories on an average day. So that's what I'm gonna be working with. I sometimes hate sharing that information because I feel like it comes with a lot of judgment, like either you're not eating enough or you're eating too. I get one extreme or the other. It's either holy cow, you eat so much, or it's the reverse, like, oh, you don't eat enough of something. Everyone's body is different. Let's just leave it at that and acknowledge that. I'm pretty well versed with what I need to do in terms of weight loss. Those are the goals I'm gonna strive for. I am gonna follow those for a week consistently. We're gonna assess each week when I do my progress updates with you, and I will probably be making changes to my macros weekly. I would prefer to, kind of keep seeing progress. If I need to cut down my daily macros and add in a refeed, in the past, that's worked really well for my body during bodybuilding preps. I know I respond well to that. So that's another thing I may play around with. If you all are wanting help with your weight loss goals, figuring out your macros and all those kinds of tips, then be sure you are subscribed to this channel. We're gonna have a lot more information coming each week to assist you with your goals. You can also hit that post notification bell, which will let you know each and every time I upload. Let's move into my weight loss grocery haul. This is a grocery haul I did from Wegmans, and you're gonna notice it's not ginormous, all right? I am shopping for truly one person, just for me. And I find for me, it works better if I don't go overboard with groceries, especially when I'm buying more fresh fruits and meats and things like that. I am someone that I get sick of things real quick. I'm not gonna eat the same food throughout this whole duration. You will see me share a lot of different recipe ideas and different meals I'm eating. There may be some consistency here and there that you'll see from videos, but for the most part, I like to switch up my food. So I find it works better for me to go to the grocery store usually twice a week. So this is kind of gonna cover me through the first half of the week. Let's first get started with proteins. I've been really picky with my protein lately. Once I feel like I like something, if I eat it a few times, I'm then sick of it and done with it, which is why I picked the protein I picked. So I only got 3 to 4 days worth. I did purchase one tiny, I say tiny, it's probably like 4 to 5 ounces, but a beef tenderloin steak. This is actually probably gonna be my dinner tonight or tomorrow. I love red meat, but once a week kind of does the trick for me. So that's gonna satisfy that. I just wanted to get one piece of wild caught fish. This is a good source of heart healthy fats. I just find wild caught fish tastes so good and it's so satisfying to me. So this will probably be either tonight's dinner or tomorrow night's dinner. And then for proteins for the beginning of my work week, I did get pre-marinated chicken. This is organic chicken breast cutlets and it's a barbecue seasoned. So this here is 1.21 pounds of chicken, which I usually do 4 to 5 ounces of chicken in a sitting. So this is gonna give me 4 to 5 protein meals. Macros on this, even though it's marinated, is not bad. It's a gram of fat, 5 carbohydrates, 23 grams of protein. It's obviously a little bit more expensive being organic, already being marinated, but you will find if you haven't watched my videos, I try to do things as convenient as possible because time is of the essence. To me, time is money as well, so it's worth it for me to just make things a bit simpler. So those are a few of the proteins I prepped. Understand I do have other things that I already have in the house that I will use for protein for meals. I do a whey protein coffee every day. And I have some other protein items, but moving right along to go with my protein, I did get just like a little thing of baby gold potatoes. These I will probably toss in a little bit of oil and either bake or throw in the air fryer. Potatoes are a good source of fiber, tons of potassium in them, and I find them very voluminous. Like, people don't understand that you can actually eat quite a bit of potatoes for the amount of carbohydrates you get from them. I really enjoy the energy I get from potatoes. I just think they're such a staple carbohydrate in my diet. So we've got those. In addition, for other carb sources, we've got some organic jasmine rice. This is like the freezer jasmine rice. The Trader Joe's version is much better, but take what you can get at Wegmans. And then additionally, for a carb source or a vegetable, if you will, I did get some delicata squash. I'm so excited that squash season is upon us. It just enhances my love for the fall season. Squash is another one that you can eat so much of it, so much volume, fiber, good vitamins and minerals, and not a ton of carbohydrates. So it is a carbohydrate source, but if you are dieting or lowering your carbohydrates, adding in some squash is a great way to have that volume and still feel full. So highly recommend getting some squash you enjoy. Other carbs we got some quick on the go oatmeals. I like to have some stuff like this just on backup if I'm like rushed and just want like a quick little something for breakfast that I don't have to prep. These are Purely Elizabeth vanilla pecan, 6 fat, 37 carbs, 5 fiber, and 9 grams of protein in that. So ingredients are pretty natural. There is some bovine collagen in there. That's why you've got a little protein. I haven't actually had this flavor that I know of, so I'll let you know if that's any good. Grab those for a quick breakfast. The other things that I grabbed for breakfast, I got a few breakfast options. You may not see this as a diet food, but I don't consider this some diet. I'm just improving my lifestyle, but while not a whole food, I do like whole grains and incorporating whole grains into my diet. So I did get some whole wheat soft bagels. People hate on bagels, but they are something I absolutely love in my diet. If I'm gonna eat bread, a breakfast sandwich is often my bread of choice. So these are 2.5 grams of fat, 47 carbs, 6 fiber, and 11 grams of protein. So you'll notice when you eat more whole grains, you're gonna get a little more protein in there. So I may do up some breakfast sandwiches in the morning with some eggs. We have eggs in there, just some eggs and salsa on a bagel. Seriously, really good stuff. The other breakfast option I have is bringing it back old school with my psyllium husk pancakes. I have old recipe videos on these, but I will probably share with you again how to make them. Just using some coconut flour keeps it gluten-free. If you need to keep it gluten-free, I also just like coconut flour because of the flavor it provides, and I also find it more voluminous. There is 5 grams of fiber in coconut flour, so you feel very full when you consume it. Like I said, it tastes good. Mixing that with a serving of whole psyllium husk, that is going to give you more fiber, a little bit of carbs, and just make your pancakes super fluffy, thick, filling. Really easy way to do a breakfast pancake, so I've got those. Snack option that I grabbed is just some Fage 2% yogurt. Sometimes I do the fat-free. I'm not like paying attention to if these are focusing or not. Sometimes I do the fat-free, but the Greek yogurt, the 2%, is only 3.5 grams of fat, and I personally feel like it tastes a lot better that way. 120 grams in a serving. 120 calories in a serving, 17 grams of protein. So a really easy way to have a high protein snack if you're not lactose intolerant. This I will add some berries to. I got some organic strawberries as well as organic raspberries. I love organic raspberries in the Greek yogurt. Just a really good combination. I do tend to pick organic as much as possible. You'll notice, number one, because I can afford it. I'm grateful to be able to afford it, but also I do feel like Jason especially, like we try to be very cognizant of eliminating any environmental toxins or pesticides, things like that, that can just increase inflammation, potentially cause him any inflammation issues. So we do try to get organic as much as possible. Also the Dirty Dozen, berries are always on that list. Another fun thing I found just to sprinkle into my yogurt berry bowl as a snack. You don't have to go grain-free, but I did choose this grain-free granola. This is a Wegmans brand one. It's organic, but reason why I chose this one is it doesn't have any soy in it. It doesn't have anything unnatural in it. It's very basic with coconut, maple syrup, almonds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, pecans, honey, sesame seeds, and chocolate chips. So a little bit of fun in there, but very natural. For veggies this week, I did grab some broccolini. I will probably bake those in the oven. Also got more organic sweet peppers and red onion. We have asparagus in the fridge. I probably should have grabbed more. I didn't even think of it, but I like to do the little mini vegetables that you saw in my last video. They're so tasty and really filling. It's a great way to get in a lot of vegetables. Grabbed some mini avocados for heart-healthy fats. I try to pick a bag where they're different ripenesses, so hopefully they stay with me for the week so I don't have to eat them all in one day. Also grab some of my favorite hummus. I've been like going through 1 or 2 of these in a week. I like to also spare some of my little sweet peppers and use those for dipping in the hummus. Lastly, we got some beverages. Jay and I both drink organic vanilla unsweetened almond milk. I'll use this in like nighttime, like decafs or some other recipes. I use normal milk in my protein coffees, however. Did grab some kombucha. I haven't had these in a while and I just like having those 1 or 2 times a week or a month. And then lastly, I did get a thing of diet soda. Ever since I got sick, I've been doing diet ginger ale. And yeah, it's not a health food, but I do like having diet soda on hand. Sometimes at nighttime, either like just having 1 extra beverage or something with a little bit of carbonation can just fill me up. For me personally, I don't get the correlation of having diet soda makes me crave sweet things. I've never gotten that. It actually usually just satisfies me and kind of, it's like my little end of the night thing, have my soda, and I'm good to go for the night. Like I said, these are not all my groceries. I do have stuff in my pantry and my fridge still. One thing I did want to show you that also will probably stay in my routine for as long as I can keep it there when I'm craving something sweet, the Lindt Touch of Sea Salt Dark Chocolate. This is my absolute favorite one. We have a BJ's membership, so we'll go there and buy these in bulk, but having a square or 2 of these at night oftentimes is just chef's kiss. If I need something sweet, it does the trick. It satisfies me very easily for a low volume amount of chocolate, and being that it's dark chocolate, it does have some good healthy properties to it. You do get a little fiber from it. Yeah, you get a little sugar from it, but it's okay to have a little sugar in the diet too. That is gonna wrap up this video. Don't forget to head on over to the Discord. We will leave that link down in the description box below so that you can join in. We have our own Driven group where we are keeping each other accountable, sharing all kinds of meal ideas, and that way I can follow along with your progress too and make sure that you guys are staying on track as well as keeping tabs on me too. So head on over there to join, and I will see you in the next episode.